Hello, my name is Saavedra. This is my passion project for my English 10th class. This project is about people that have been involved in Oklahoma's community and how it impacted in them. Today, I have Miss Nancy. Would you like to
Hi.
introduce yourself?
Like she said, my name is Nancy Baeza. I am the youth dance director for the Ballet Folclorico Xochipilli here in Oklahoma City.
So, how long have you been a part of Xochipilli?
I was actually one of the first ones that when the first group started. So it was back in November of 2005. No, sorry, 2015. So yes, we first started Ballet Folclorico Xochipilli as just as a fun, event or group that we just wanted to keep dancing and just practicing our culture. And later on, we first, as our dance director, he wanted to just create it and be a group. And so since then, we the group was as adults only until June of 2019, and that's when I initiated the dance group for the kids for Ballet Folclorico Xochipilli.
What is like been your experience with Xochipilli?
There's always, it's not always the best because that's what we all want, but it's always been like ups and downs just because of the stress or just because you want things done perfectly, but there's always something that maybe interferes with that. But it's not like the worst thing ever. It's other than that, like it's just the greatest experiences like dealing with all kinds of kids. Either like there's some are very too much. It's very a lot of more work, or not only, but it's just a different variety of kids, and I think that's what makes the experience great in the dance group and teaching.
So you've been involved with the community for a long time, and how was your experience while being involved?
It's always a great experience in general, and it's always nice to be recognized too. Like I have been recognized at Fiesta Las Americas as well. I have gotten my little award, as well as with 30 under 30 generation reward. I have it. It's really nice with my name on it and stuff,
Yeah.
And it's really nice. It's something that I guess I love to do. It's not like I'm begged to do it, and so it's not like it's a hard work or like a stressful job to do. It's just something that comes out of me naturally, and I enjoy it.
You mentioned that you got an awards. Which award would you say would be considered your most prized possession?
Well, like I said, like the 30 under 30, because like in that topic in that area, people nominate you, but as well they have to give you like they give out like the reason why you deserve the reward. And so from I guess this person that nominated me, who gave all this information about me, like what I did and have done, had it stood out to the judges who read like all the like the whole biography of whatever I was done, and I was one of the top in the category where I was, which is the cultural art category, and I won on that one.
So outside of being an instructor at Xochipilli, what else do you do?
Well, first of all, I'm a mom of two. I'm a really busy mom. My daughter is 6 and my son is 4, and I also work basically a full-time job, Bank of America, and I am also in school. So I'm technically full-time almost everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, so it is stressful, but at the same time, I think it's rewarding because you can do more things, and it does. I think I have proven to many people that it's not, oh, I can't do it because it's too much work. It's not too much work. You just need to make yourself do it, and challenge yourself and challenge, your mentality. And I'm pretty sure many can like go in success and do things, just letting you vision follow your visions and your goals pretty much.
With you being like mostly like full time with busy with everything, with school, do you encourage other people to go to school?
Of course, everybody, because at this point, I actually do regret not finishing whenever I didn't have any kids, because it was that's the perfect time to do it. So like, and honestly, right after high school, I recommend everybody to do it because that's the time where you know you don't have to worry about, especially if you still live under your parents' roof, and you know you don't have to really worry much about bills. Like you need to take a paternity off everything, either that, but like at the same time, you know, just do it as the youngest you can, because my brother, he also graduated with his bachelor's right after high school too, but like you know, he went to school after graduating, and he moved out of my mom's and stuff, and he still managed to have a full-time job and still managed to go to school. So it's just like I said, it's just having that mentality and that, you know, that goal. Like either though, like you have all these, you know, responsibilities, you still can manage to do other things as long as you set that goal.
So while being involved, you probably met all kinds of people and probably heard from all types of things. But what would you say was the best advice you were given to?
Like that I have gotten from someone else. I guess that's just like I said, like it's just going for it, like not giving up. And I guess it's more of like, um, as anybody, just having the motivation from others, not it's only also limiting yourself on who you're telling. It's not because oh you don't want nobody to know, but it's just giving the right or getting the right word from the positive side, I guess you would say, from positive people. Because if, again, you get negative comments and that what kind of like brings you down, but that kind of like the other side of the positive people just overcomes that and makes you feel better and more positive. Yes.
So what would you say is your experience with dealing with children? Because I know that's especially hard.
I don't know. I guess it's just like another natural thing that has coming out for me. I guess just because I have kids myself, so I guess it's just the way how I treat the kids from dance class, you know, as well as I want my kids to be treated at, you know, other in school and other activities they're involved in. So that's why I always consider that, and so I take care of these kids like or care for them as well, like if they were my own. Obviously, they're never gonna say that like to a parent, like oh I want them, like nothing like that. It's just like you know I care for them, I want the best for them, and it's just having that heart and that enthusiasm to teach them. So it's not like again I'm not there just because I'm forced to be there. I'm there because of the passion and pretty much the culture that I love to teach them.
So do you recommend like anyone of like a Mexican descent to try Folclorico?
Of course, everybody. Just because not only that, but it's just the fact that like many kids or many teenagers or whatever age they are, many have not visited their actual, you know, where their family is actually from, for various reasons maybe. But it's just it's always nice to practice that culture because it's just to recognize that your ancestors or whoever had left that behind and practice that culture and keep that alive is always, I think, is a must. And it's like something that could keep it going, especially keep the in their family and their traditions. So it's something really nice to keep practicing.
What made you get into Folclorico? Did you see someone do it? Did your mom recommend it?
Well, I think ever since I was little, I always liked it. Nothing else like drew my attention like hip hop. I mean, I like it, you know, the hip hop, all that modern jazz and stuff, but nothing more than folklorico drew my attention. And I think it's just the fact of like obviously, like the different dresses and like the whole dance shoes, how it's so different compared to other, you know, dancing. It what drew my attention at when I was little, but now just actually being more involved and growing into the culture is just like it's something that it's like a medicine. It's my medicine to do, and so it actually helps. I feel like it helps actually with my health issues too. So it's just it's like my natural organic medicine to practice dancing.
I know you're a lupus warrior. I was wondering if if you're okay to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I actually developed it. Well, I found out I came out with how do you say we discovered about it when I was like in high school. I was actually senior, and I thought it was just because I was doing too much sports, because I was dancing too much, and you know all that other stuff. And finally, the doctor just was like curious to know if anybody in my family had it, and I was like, I didn't even know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
And so we finally did all these other blood works, and they said my NNA came positive, meaning like I was positive in lupus. And so that's something like a shocking for me to have, and like pretty much for my family, because like I said, nobody in my family has it. And so I mean, I just managed to I guess cope with it. And so it's hard at times because I get really tired, and I want to do so much, but only my body limits me.
Yeah.
So I can only do what my body tells me to do, in which I think at that time, in those moments, I think that's when I do force myself on doing. But I honestly think I should slow down, but because of so many things going on with school, with work, with my kids, with dance, I think it's sometimes like lupus just doesn't interfere with it as much. It's just, I think it's a mentality too.
Yeah.
If you think about it a lot about the disease or whatever else disease you have or health issue you have, if you keep thinking about it, like for example, like people when they thought they had COVID, people thought, oh, my head hurts, and I think it's COVID, and then people just keep thinking they have it, and at the end they did have it, and that's when they end up getting sick. And so I think in this form, it's something like that too. If I keep thinking about my pain, if I'm always tired, like I don't want to do this because of, it's going to bring me down with my flare-ups and stuff like that. I feel like that's what maybe avoid me doing this, but that's why I was thinking about other stuff, positive things, and that's why I really don't let it interfere with me. But either way, like it still comes in the way sometimes, but for the most part, I just try to not pay attention.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how some of us like get through it. Just don't think about it. Think about something else.
Correct. Yeah, it's hard. It's like a lot of people's like, oh, it doesn't seem like you don't have it, and I'm like, I have it. Trust me. Like every time, because at first I didn't think I had it. I kept asking the doctor, my rheumatologist, like to confirm to me every time, like, do I really have it? Because like I feel like I don't. But now that I don't want to say my age, but now that I'm getting a little bit older, it does flare a lot more. So, but it's controllable, obviously. It's not like life threatening or anything like that for right now. But as long as we are in good standing, being healthy, and getting the right medication, we'll be all fine.
Some people may not know what lupus is. Do you mind explaining what it is?
Well, just in general, it's like an autoimmune disease. So it's pretty much like it fights your, autoimmune, and it can interfere with your bones, your joints, your kidney, your skin, your platelets. It just all different parts of your body that kind of like, bring you down, pretty much. And so for the most part, like in my cases, like I had always had to deal with low platelets.
Yeah.
So it's just a point like where, if you have low platelet counts, you're like pretty much at life risk with even having internal bleeding, if bleeding too much or things like that. And at that point, I had to get my spleen removed, which is a spleen that everybody has inside, I think, a side of your kidney. I'm not sure, but it's almost like towards your back. Yeah. And it like controls your platelet counts, and if it doesn't do well, then you have to remove it. And so that's what they did to me. And then as well, I get like joint pains all the time. I always have bad knees, and always tired, fatigue. Yeah, but just like a little bit of everything, honestly. I think if a lot of people are fans of Selena Gomez, she had it too. She has it.
That's what she got her kidney removed. That makes sense.
Yeah, but luckily I don't have kidney issues, so I'm good. Yeah.
So, with dealing with kids, does that get in the way with your lupus or not?
It does, because like my kids want to, like for example, like there's times where, because they do notice like when I'm active with them, I play with them at home and do like arts and crafts, or if we just play around in the house and do little things, and they think that I'm able to do that all the time. So at those moments, it just makes me sad that they want to play, do something like more active, and I really can't because of that, it being in the way. So they kind of understand that, because they've seen me at the points where I get really sick, where I have to get rushed to the hospital, and so I think they are even though they're as little, like, 6 and 4, but they're finally understanding that, mom is not always, 100% there physically.
Since you're a Folclorico instructor and you have 2 children, are you hoping for your youngest to get into dance while your oldest is dancing right now?
Well, I just hope Adalia, what's her name? Adalia gets to, just follow my footsteps, but I'm not going to force her to do whatever, she doesn't want to do. But I mean, from what I see, she likes to dance. So hopefully she'll, grow up doing it for as long as she can, hopefully forever. And my son, I hope he does too. It's always very cute to see a little cowboy dancing or whatever. And of course, again, it's their tradition, their culture that they're going to be stepping into. So it'd be very nice to see them do that.
Well, before we end this podcast, would you like to give any information about the group?
Yes. Again, we are Ballet Folclorico Xochipilli, which she is in too. So don't think it's just me. And so you guys are more than welcome to join. We are located 932 Straka Terrace in Oklahoma City, 73139. If you have any other information, you can always give me a call. I don't know if that's. Can we do that? Can I give information?
I think so. I think it would be okay.
Okay. So my phone number is 405-420-1078. You could always follow us on Facebook or like our page for sure. Ballet Folclorico Xochipilli OKC, as well as we have an Instagram page, Ballet Folclorico Xochipilli. I manage both of them. So if you send a message, I'll be replying. If you have any other questions as well, just give us a shout out or send us that message as well. We'll be more than happy to answer that. And even though you're not a professional, nobody's a professional dancer for the most part. Nobody knows. So don't get afraid if you want to, join and be like, oh my God, this is too intense. It's not. Trust me, like everybody starts from zero. So you guys, this is as long as you have like that, enthusiasm and be active and wanting to learn, you're going to be in the right group. So, and trust me, you will have fun in the dance group.
So before we end this, do you have any last words about any advice you want to give to whoever's watching this?
Well, my only advice again is just, for sure, every high school student is keep going, keep doing your work. Homework is always going to be the number one thing to do at school. And please have a set goal for your future when you graduate. Either go to college, do a tech school, anything, because trust me, you don't want to do a job that's going to be a number. Get a degree, get a certificate, get something to give you a value of what you're going to be doing in your future.
So that would be my end of my podcast number 3. Thank you, Ms. Nancy, for coming. And that'll be it.
Bye, guys.
Bye.